hero of the film. Tony Stark was the man who saved the day. He was the man with the plan. And that made me happy. It really did. Just because, again, as I stated before, they killed off Tony Stark, but they gave him purpose when they did it.
Enemy sentry active.
Damn it. But they did it where he was the hero of the story. He was the entire hero of Endgame. And I'm glad about that. I really am. Because the fact is Tony started it, Tony ended it. And that just, the way they did it, I truly did enjoy.
Hostile Hellstorm inbound.
The way they did it was just truly, this movie was not as action-packed as Infinity War. So, a lot of people who are not like hardcore Marvel fans will prefer Infinity War. But for those of us like myself who are hardcore to the letter Marvel fans like me, I've seen every MCU movie in theaters, and that wasn't going to change with Endgame. I was going to see it in theaters. I literally scrounged up my last little bit of cash so I could go see that movie, because going to see a Marvel movie every year is like a tradition to me. Something I do all the time. Every year, a new Marvel movie comes out, and that's probably not going to change with the end of Phase 3. Because as everybody knows, this is the end of Phase 3. Phase 4 will be starting after Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home is bridging the gap. Now, with that being said, Spider-Man Far From Home, I haven't seen any news on, I haven't seen anything about. I have now. Am I still going to go see Far From Home? Of course. You already know it. Because again, as I've made clear, I am a hardcore MCU fan. Since the original Iron Man, I have seen every movie. Keep in mind, that is 10 years and 22 films I have seen in the theaters. So it's not like I'm just your average moviegoer. So me, I do prefer Endgame over Infinity War. Just because, like I said, the action sequences are not that many, there aren't that many there, but the storytelling is just perfect. The storytelling is perfect.
Hostile care package inbound. Hostile UAV circling.
Your sentry is no longer disrupted.
Injecting malware. Session found. Attempting man-in-the-middle attack. Spoofing IP address.
But yes, as I was stating, I personally and again, this is just my opinion, I do prefer Endgame over Infinity War. Don't get me wrong, Infinity War was a great work of art. Infinity War
Don't let them take you down.
was a masterpiece. It was. 100%. But Endgame takes the cake. Because with Tony Stark dying, Captain America getting old and going to spend his life with Peggy Carter like he was supposed to, going and having that one dance with her, having a family with her, and all that. I mean, the way
Establish multiple UAVs.
the movie ended itself off
Inbound.
was just perfection.
That one
It was.
our reputation.
It was perfection. And granted, I'm not gonna say that the movie was the greatest movie of all time. To me, the original Iron Man gave birth to the MCU. That will always be the greatest MCU movie of all time because of just the impact on pop culture that it had. If that makes sense. I mean, yes, we saw Cap finally lift a Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. He wields them both. We saw fucking Captain Marvel try to kick Thanos' ass, but ends up getting her ass kicked just as hard as anybody else. So, I mean, the fact is, overall, this movie was the greatest movie in the MCU. Minus Iron Man 1. Bar none, hands down. Yes, the original Avengers was great. The death of Black Widow was sad. I have a homeboy who's pissed about the death of Black Widow. He hasn't even seen the movie yet. He doesn't even know just how well made it is. He's also pissed about Falcon getting Cap's shield. Again, would I have rather have seen Bucky get the shield? Yes, I would. But there is an issue with Bucky, and that's they still have not fixed the whole Hydra problem. And that could be an issue. And so, I understand why they did not give it to Bucky. I have no problem with Falcon having it. But, on the same note, the Phase 4 Marvel movie schedule should be coming out soon. After Spider-Man Far From Home, either at the end of this year, or next year, or it's at some point within the next few years. After Far From Home, we will have the schedule for Phase 4. And the schedule for Phase 4 is going to be a big thing. It is. I'm hoping they bring in some new characters into Phase 4 that we have not seen yet. I do. Like...
Taking control.
Like...
We've lost control.
Like, in Guardians 3, it's around the time for, based on just the timeline of Phase 1, it's about the point in time where Adam Warlock should finally make an appearance. Now, does that mean they're going to do it? No. But Thor goes off with the Guardians, and I feel like they're going to do that. That's what that's leading up for. Is so the Guardians actually stand a chance against Adam Warlock. Because even though a lot of people thought Thor was leaving, he is not. Thor is staying in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Personally, does that make me happy? Yes, it does. Man, people are camping hard tonight. But, as was being stated earlier, personally, I do feel like Adam Warlock will be coming into Guardians Chapter 3. And if he does, Adam Warlock is one of those like extremely overpowered celestial level characters. He's just massively overpowered. And so, who better to have on the team than Thor? I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, Pepper Potts is leaving for good. She is gone. And does that upset me? Yes, but no. Because at least the entirety of the original Iron Man, cast, not all of them are gone. Not all of them are gone. And does that make me happy? Of course it does. The original Iron Man cast. Actually, yeah, all of the original Iron Man casts are gone. But, on the same note, they gave Iron Man a daughter. So, we already know at some point, she is going to take up that mantle. I mean, we already know. It's gonna happen. It's not like there's a possibility. No, it's one of those, it's going to happen. The question isn't not, is it? The question is, when is it? And that's the question of the day is, when is it? Because I know it's going to happen. Anyone who has seen Endgame knows it's going to happen. Anyone who has read the comics knows it's going to happen. Her father is Tony Stark. He died fighting Thanos. So it's only obvious that it's only obvious that it's only obvious that she is going to be the one to take up the mantle. Again, the question is not how, but when. Like, the question isn't, is it going to happen, is when is it going to happen? And because motherfucker, okay, but again, overall the movie was an outstanding movie. I do recommend it. On a scale of rating from 1 to 10, I would say about a 9.5 to a 10 out of 10. Story-based wise. Now, if you're into action, you might only look at it like a 5 or a 6. And that's only because all of the action does not come in until the last hour of the movie, and the movie is 3 hours long. So that leaves 1/3 of the movie 100% action. 100% fighting, 100% badassery. But some people don't like to wait that long. But overall, oh, another thing. Professor Hulk pisses me off. They took all this time to watch Ant-Man when he gets out of the quantum realm, look around, try to find out what the fuck happened, why everything is gone, why everybody is gone, and they don't explain how Bruce merged his mind and body with the Hulk. I don't necessarily feel like that's necessarily the worst thing on the planet. But on the same note, like, they gave us a backstory, like, he explains it. But I would have rather personally seen it happen. It's one of those, like, you can explain it all day. You can. But that does not mean I'm going to be happy with getting an explanation. I want to see it. And granted, I possibly, am overlooking and overthinking things. And be that as it may, could very possibly be. Why is everybody camping on this goddamn game today? But as I said, be that as it may, I might be. I very well might. I very well might be. I'm not going to deny that I might be. But on the same note, like, on the same note, I don't want to go into much more detail about the movie. Just because a lot of people don't like spoilers, and if you come to this channel, even though spoiler is literally in the title, spoiler alert is in the title, so if you do decide to come watch this video and get pissed off at me, I will personally look at you and say fuck you. Because if you can't read, don't be on my channel. If you want to get mad about something I warn you about, no, I don't verbally say it, but it's in the title. So, and I've had that problem before. People get mad at me about something I put in the title of my video, and it's like, you should already know. I literally fucking told you that there were spoilers, or that this was going to happen, or that this was going to happen. I swear to God. These people are camping so fucking hard. Like, it's bad. Like, they are camping fucking miserably. Like, it's not even they're camping a little bit. It's like they are fucking camping miserably. Is it because the new operation starts tomorrow? That's gotta be what it is. Motherfucker, pay attention! But no, as I was saying before, I had that little bit of rage moment. Overall, the movie was a great movie. A blockbuster hit. I mean, it has broken many records and many people have gone to see it twice for a reason. I would personally go and see it twice. I'm making that known. I would, if I had the funds, I would go see Endgame twice. Now, sadly, do I have the funds? No. I don't. But, if I did, it would be one of the few movies I would go into the theaters that I would see twice. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone feels that way, because I'm sure everyone doesn't. But I do. Again, what I have to say doesn't really matter, being that I am a hardcore overall Marvel fan. And overall Marvel fans tend to say that about every Marvel movie. I don't say it about every Marvel movie. Personally. Quite frankly, there's a lot of Marvel movies I don't watch twice. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I've only seen once. Don't really care enough to see it again. Honestly. I mean, honestly speaking, it was a good movie and all, but it wasn't good enough to warrant me seeing it twice. I love all of the Marvel movies.
Sit rep. Hostile care package. Hostiles
Marvel,
established multiple UAVs.
I'm not going to say is my life, but it is a large part of my childhood. A little bit of backstory for everybody. The original Iron Man. I was born in 1997.
Hostile Hellstorm.
Alright. The original Iron Man came out in 2008.
Enemy RCXD.
That would make me roughly around 9 years old. And I have seen every Marvel movie since I was 9 years old. I am 21 now. So that is 12 years of my life going into theaters every year to see the Marvel movies. And that isn't going to change anytime soon. Now, maybe once I get older, have a wife, a kid, whatever, it might. I don't see that happening anytime soon because, hell, even if I do have kids, once my kids get old enough to go to the movie theaters, like 5, 6, 7 years old, I'm going to take my kids to do the same thing I was doing. I mean, I grew up a superhero and anime fan. It may look like shit, but me being a superhero fan is the reason why I have this. Again, might look like shit, be really faded, but I mean, you see, it's Batman, Superman, Flash. So, I mean, it's not like it's a secret that I'm a massive, massive superhero fan. And it's not gonna change. Anime, superheroes, all that's my shit. And personally, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Mapping enemy network topology.
I don't mind it. Personally, I don't. I really wish they wouldn't have killed off Tony. They gave him a 5-year-old daughter, and they decided to kill him off and not Cap. That irritates me. I know Pepper's not coming back, and neither is Tony, which means more than likely the daughter's not. But we all know behind the scenes, and this is why it bothers me so much about Tony dying after he has a daughter. Ever since the original Iron Man, Pepper has always asked him to stop being Iron Man because it was going to get him killed. And it finally does. And at the moment when it does, he and Pepper have had a child, and it just puts a lot more meaning into what Pepper had been saying the whole time. And it's just, I don't know. Slightly irritating that they waited till he had a daughter to kill him off. Man, let me pull up the chat. Nice reference from the movie. Oh. I was actually just talking about the issue I have with them killing off Tony the way they did I'm glad they made him like the hero of the movie. This whole hero, but him killing him off after he had a daughter just kind of hit kind of hard. Just because of the relationship he and Pepper have had this whole time. And it just kind of sucks a little bit, you know? Welcome to the stream. I'm pretty much done discussing Endgame unless you guys have any questions you want to put into the chat. I do have chat pulled up.
Enemy UAV above.
But yes, if you guys have any questions about anything about the movie, do feel free to ask. Even if it's like opinionated based questions. Like what I thought about a certain scene if you've seen the movie. You camping little bitch.
Injecting malware. God, why am I doing so bad tonight?
systems.
Your systems have been infected by an enemy hacker. Your control systems are
It's
back
not working.
online.
Switch it up. We're short on time. Fight like you mean it. Gave it your all. RTB for AA on reassignment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end the stream here. I hope you did enjoy. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie. It's worth the watch. I highly recommend it. There's not really much else I can say about it. So it's up to you guys whether you watch it. I think it's a movie even non-Marvel fans will like it. I mean, you really ain't got to know what's going on. I mean, all you got to really know is everybody, half the people in the universe got erased. That's really all you have to know, and you have to know who the characters are. Which it gives a good explanation for who all the characters are for the people who Endgame is the first movie they've watched. A little bit of information on Endgame. Let me pull it up before I end the stream here. Alright. 6 hours ago, which is after I got out of the movie, Avengers Endgame has left the box office record for top grossing film. Has left a lot of box office records in the dust. Like, it's broken the world record for biggest opening weekend with an estimated... What's up, Psych? With 350 million in ticket sales domestically and 1.2 billion globally. That's a lot. But like I said, I'm gonna end this here. That's my review. I know it sucks. This is my first time doing a review, but see y'all later.
It's before Christmas.
What's up, Psych?